On this show today, as you know, I always come with a guest. I have an amazing guest as usual. She's going to introduce herself. And we are going to discuss something very interesting to me, and I believe to you too. Selflessness. A bit of selfishness and some self-care. My guest will introduce herself.
My name is Modupe Uwe-Sweet.
Modupe Uwe-Sweet.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
When we wanted to do this show, there was something we were trying to do before. Yes. Then I remember, Dupe is a selfless person.
Are you serious?
Let's discuss selflessness. Let me even discuss what is selflessness. Selflessness is when you are not concerned only about yourself.
That's right.
When you show empathy to other people. When you have the feelings, the ideas, the wherewithal, well-being of others at heart. Selflessness. I'll go to selfishness later when we get there, but let's discuss selflessness first.
That's right.
What is selflessness to you?
To me, selflessness is ability to make others happy. Ability to make people around you feel you when you are there. So that when you're not there, they will definitely miss you. And that's for the positive though.
Okay.
Because when people miss you for the positive, that's awesome. Life is give and take. But if you care only about yourself, when it's time for people to care for you, they will not. Because you were only considering yourself in the first place. So now when it's time for you to consider, for them to consider you for anything, they will just keep you. But if they know you are the type that even puts your own down to help others, to see others happy. I remember when we were growing, my mom will feed an outsider children and tell us, go and get whatever you get in the house and eat. I go like, what's wrong with this woman? But I'll tell you what, I started growing up and being a family woman and everything. I realized what she was doing was preparing us to be able to care for others. To know that all you have is not just for you alone. It's a shareable thing. When I was at Ife, I went to Obafemi Awolowo University. Back then, if any of them watch this show, they will confirm. I have 7 to 9 guys that comes to my room. The first thing they will do is, what do you have? What's in the pot? I cook sometimes, I don't even get to eat out of it. So they all come around and they were so happy. And one of those 7, 9 guys that I mentioned, one of them is called Akoi. His name is Mr. Mosako. Just what I did turned around to be a help from him to me later in life. So when you do things, don't think you're doing it just for you. My mom always say, I'm not doing it for myself, but in future you guys will know I'm doing it for you. If I'm allowed to speak Yoruba,
go ahead.
Or then she will say, Tori temi ko mo se nse, Tori ojo ọ̀la yín, Tori tí mi bá síbẹ̀ mọ́, kẹ́ lè rà láàánú. And my uncle then, his blessed memory, Orlando Owo, says, whoever pour water ahead for others to step on the cool surface, didn't do it just for himself. He does it for others to be cool of, then they will come back and either pray for you or thank you.
I like that. There's something a woman I respect so much in Nigeria said one time, and I held on to it. She said, you will reap what you sow.
Yes, ma'am. That's a fact.
But you may not reap where you sow.
That's a fact too.
And that's exactly what you have just said. You will reap what you sow, but you may not reap where you sow. So pour out good into the world.
That's
and
it.
Good will come to you. Not necessarily from the people that you gave it to.
I always say something, ma'am, that you don't have to be a billionaire to do good.
Okay, I agree.
Because out of the little you have, you share it, people will still pray for you. Was it Dangote that said the happiest moment of his day was the day somebody told him, I'm looking at your face, so when we meet in heaven.
Was Femi Otedola?
Was Femi Otedola, yes. Said, I'm looking at your face, so when I meet you in heaven, I will recognize you. What did he do? He did a favor. He took out of his money to do good to those children. He was even forced to go to that program. Wasn't like him, but he held on to that word. And that's the word that somebody should look up to hold on to that. How did you make people happy? How did you gladden somebody's heart? How did you make your own day? Because for me, the more people I make happy, the more I make my day. I don't tell people I'm at work. I said, the way you want your day to be. I have a very rough job. But the thing is, when people come, oh God, nobody showed up for work today. It's going to be a rough day. I said, you know what? It's going to be a smooth sailing day. Because God is always there for us. And they always ask me, why are you always like relaxed? I said, because I know it's going to be a smooth day. And that's the way you see life. And that's the way you carry on with life. You don't have to be all in all. I see so many billionaires, millionaires, some don't even do good. They don't do favor to people. But if you have little and you're able to share without looking back, without even expecting anything from it, that's selflessness. And that is, you are not doing it because you want your heart beats to get something. Even God said, when you give Mr. A, don't let Mr. B know. That's how Quran told us. And I believe that's the same thing in the Bible. When you spit it out, that, oh, I helped Miss Wallace yesterday with this, you already got your reward. But when you kept mute and you just go ahead, do what you got to do, and go on with it, without even thinking about it or looking back, God in His infinite mercy also will bless you.
Wow. I believe we are all enjoying this. But we need to go on a short break.
Yes, ma'am.
And when we come back, we continue to discuss selflessness, especially in the life of a woman, a girl, a lady, whatever you call yourself. Stay with us. Welcome back. We were discussing selflessness before.
That's right.
And before we went on that short break, I said, what does it mean for a woman, a lady, a girl? We are special beings.
That's right.
We are the last born of creation.
That's right.
And God did not make a mistake for making us the last born.
No.
And the beauty of it is, being the last born, we have a lot of responsibility because of our gender. We have our husbands, we have our brothers, we have our sisters, we have our friends, our colleagues, our children.
Yes.
We carry, so to say, the world on our shoulders. If as a woman you are not selfless, how is the world going to be? If everything you do, you're expecting something back from that same person, how would you move on? So I'm coming back to you, Dupe.
Yes, ma'am.
What does it mean? I like the way you said your mom was doing all those things then, and saying she wasn't doing it for herself.
Oh, she always said
she was doing
preparing
it
us
for the future.
Yes.
I know her.
Yes.
Bless her, she's still alive.
Thank God. And I pray
she's a good woman. I've known her for over 30 years now. I think close to 40 years.
Yes, close to 40.
And she's been a very consistent giver. Consistent. So anytime you are with her, you are happy.
That's right.
And giving to such a person is not a burden. You don't even feel like you are doing anything.
No.
What lessons? I know you've learned some lessons.
Yes.
What lessons have you learned, and what lessons should we teach our own daughters?
It's not only teaching them. It's letting them see you do it.
Monkey see, monkey do, like I always say.
Yes, ma'am. Because if I keep preaching something to you, oh, tell me, do good at all times, and I'm not doing any good, you're just going to look at me like, you need to practice what you preach. But some things you don't preach. They just see you do it. Life is about giving. Life is about taking care of one another. And if your children see you do stuff, they will learn from it. There was a day I was to install a cable in my apartment, and this cable guy was breakfast time. We were all about to eat. I was like, "Hey, guy," it's a white guy. I said, "Come on, join us." I said, "How you know I'm hungry?" So it must be a good woman. I said, "Well, after I finished eating breakfast, we had a fruit salad." I said, "I know you're going to be running around in the sun. You want to take some fruit salad with you?" My son looked at me like, "Mom." I said, "Yeah, let him take some." That was years back. I'm not going to fool you. I was at my son's job. Guess what? He was telling them right there, saying, "I don't know this kind of a woman. She will feed anybody feedable." I said, "It's not anybody feedable. I don't live with you anymore now. You still care for people, isn't it?" And people meet me outside the free world and they're going to say, so person is your son. No wonder. It got to be for the positive. If it's not, if they did something wrong, it's still going to be the same, no wonder.
Definitely.
So once you see them, they see you do what you do. Once in a while, when I really, really get pissed off to a point and slide of curse word come out of my mouth, the first thing my kids will say, "Oh, did you just say the bad word?" That means you are not that type. Tell you what, even at the job, when I get angry, when somebody get me below my belt and I want to just peel it out, and it's like, they will come back to you and say, "Oh, sweet, you're not like that. Don't let them make you like that. We know you as a good person." I said, "Sometimes I can be bad." I said, "Sometimes, but somebody will get you to that point, and don't let nobody get you to that point." I said, "Well, I'm sorry." He said, "Well, we know that's not you." And guess what? They will go back and tell that guy to come back and apologize. That you've just got out to do what is not in a normal norm. And that's me. It doesn't have to be anybody in particular. You have to care for one person, and whatever you do goes a long way with you, because people will meet you. I changed job one time, and I went to visit the person in the house. He wasn't home. When they mentioned my name, said the first thing they asked, like, "Did she has a lockout?" Because then I don't wake up. So now that I changed, I cover my head, and it's like. Then he went ahead and called 6 other people and said, "You are lucky. You have it with switch on your zone. This, that." I said, "You guys must be crazy." But the thing is, we have something we call core values. Integrity, courage, perseverance, and commitment. Commitments are always taken as number one of them. But when you look at the integrity part of it, he's doing what is good when no one is watching you.
Yes.
That's integrity. I always tell people, do what you will do when I'm not there in my presence, and let's deal with it. And that's ability to tell you who you are. Because if they curse you behind you, they will curse you in your front. But what do you want people to curse you for? Why don't you want people to pray for you at all times? I have a boss back then, in his blessed memory also, Alaji. If you are able to walk up to that man and tell him you need issue for 100 naira, how he's going to take care of 50 naira first is what he's going to be thinking while you were talking. Now, while you were talking, he's trying to get the story straight, whether you're actually telling him the truth or you're lying. Now, if you get to check and see that you're telling the truth, he can do more than that 10 naira for you, way past what you asked for. But guess what? A little story. One day, a guy came to him. I was there. This is life witness. His son was about to die, but they needed surgery. Gave him how much it's going to cost. And he told him, "Okay, come back and see me tomorrow." We all thought it's just going to give him what he needed. But right on that spot, he told somebody to go to UCH to go and confirm the guy's story. He confirmed the story. The boy is needing money seriously for surgery to survive. Right there and then, the guy came back. He sent him back to go and pay off that money immediately. When the man now came the following day, the money he gave him is not money for that surgery. But guess what? That was the man that saved his life the day they were about to kill him. That was the man who placed him on his shoulder the day they were about to kill him in Ibadan. How did he know that's going to be his lifesaver? He never knew. And that's one big lesson I learned from working with him. And that's another lesson I learned from my mom, that nobody should come to your door hungry and let them go hungry. No matter what you have in that house, take it out. Enough or not enough, just let him eat something. And kì í ṣe dandan kó bọ́ yó. Ṣáàjẹ́ kó fi nǹkan sínú. At least that will hold him. And those are the things that keeps me going as a girl, as a woman, as a mother, as a worker in a complex environment, and amidst friends and folks. And I will not lie to you, it pays off to be good.
Yeah.
You know what? Not because somebody is going to come back and give you something, but somebody that you don't even know might be the one that is going to help you. I met a guy just 10 days ago. You know what he said? He said, whatever you are doing that is making favor to radiate, please do not stop. I said, I don't know. He said, you will not know. Because he just walked up to me that you need help at Oshogbo. I said, yeah, I need help. We were there, we forgot something at Ibadan. We came back to Ibadan to pick it up, and then they told us we were late. And I said, you're not late. Now, this guy took up our case, and God is still using him. I pray for him wherever he is today, to God to bless him. Amen. He didn't take a dime from me. He didn't ask for a dime from me. So, what am I saying is, you might think, oh, you're not wasting nothing.
No.
When you're giving out.
No.
You're not losing nothing. It says, lighting another man's candle. You lose nothing doing that because your candle is already lit. So somebody is just getting light from you. What did you lose? Nothing. We're still on just one stick of match, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how life should be.
Being good, being selfless pays.
Sure does.
Like I said earlier on, from that beautiful woman that said, you will reap what you sow, but you may not reap where you sow.
That's fact.
So keep doing good, keep being selfless, and God himself, who is a rewarder, will reward you, because he sees the heart.
Yes.
Not just the action. So if you are giving because you are expecting people to give back to you, that is not selflessness.
Yes.
If you are doing it so that people will see that I am good, that is not selflessness. Selflessness has to come from the heart.
Yes.
From your being.
Yes.
And like Dupe said, do it. Show the example so that the next generation will learn from you. That's I'm still enjoying this, but we need to go on another short break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back. I believe you are enjoying the show as we are enjoying it. It's still She World, where we discuss the female gender, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the very beautiful. In the last few minutes, we've been discussing selflessness. But I want to delve on selfishness a bit. What is selfishness? Selfishness is when you are totally self-centered. You don't care about the feelings of other people. You don't care about anything about any other person. It is just me, myself, and I. One thing I'm going to discuss with Dupe now is selfishness. Does it pay too?
See, every part of life has its own reward. Like I always say, if you're selfish, trust me, you're going to get it.
Good.
Now, will it be for the positive? No.
Obviously.
When you're being selfish, you deprive yourself of so many good things that could have come your way. Because you're self-centered, it's all about you. When it's time for people to show up for you, they will let you be. They will not come to your aid. They will not care about you. Now, why? I always wonder, do these people who are selfish, do they have conscience? No, you're laughing, Kemi. Do they have conscience?
I'm sure they do.
Okay. Oh, if you say so, because I don't see any good thing coming out of being selfish, coming out of self-centeredness. Okay, you want to surround yourself with your own world. My Yoruba adage, they will say, "O diowo, ola, nkan ko jade." Definitely nkan ko ni wole.
That's true.
You fold your hair, you didn't open up. Well, you get a lot to lose because it's you who refused to open it up so that things can come in. Because you didn't let that little one in your hand go out, you won't get a bigger one. I always delve into my boss. There was this year, it was Christmas time. He was giving gift out, giving everybody out as he's a philanthropist. There was this little car handkerchief box. It was made with velvet in royal blue. So it was only 500 naira that I bought this, I don't know if I told you once. Then thinking, what can I give this big man? I said, okay, if I take it there, he will put it and dash somebody else. So I took it. I said, Dupe, Monisa. Money, you deserve a gift, sir. Only you be the one of the very few first one to sọ fún mi pé I deserve a gift. Almost sọ pé olówó don't need. I'm not gonna fool you. I went to 50,000 that day. I'm not lying. He knows who I'm talking about. May his soul rest in perfect peace. She knows who I'm talking about because he is like that. Don't think somebody is already gotten it all. Even the rich also cry. And that's the thing I believe. If I come to you today and I say, Kemi, please, I'm broke. I need this. You look at me like, I won't whine, meaning. No, don't think that way. And that's how I don't think. I always tell them that if you can come to me, that means you felt I'm in that position to do it. And I'll try the best I can. But don't be mad if that person you go to or went to couldn't do it at that time. I always believe in one thing, the greater being, that says, if this person didn't do it, I will raise a stone to do it. So if somebody didn't do you good, don't feel bad. Don't think that person is wicked. He may not have it. He or she may not have it. But there's some people that this person actually have it. That's who I'm talking about here. That's being selfish. Just little example we see going out in the free world now. When some people will have enough to feed a whole community and you stock it in your house. Do what with it? There's some people that all they need is just 100,000 to start off a business. And they will pull up from there. Most people don't even need millions.
Yeah.
They don't. Why don't we stop being selfish and self-centered and share what we have with other people? Back in the days, when I grew up among the Northerners. If you are blessed, they try to bless others. And in my own religion, like other religion that I know too, they believe in blessing. It's not in the music that says Abraham blessings are mine.
Yes.
So it's the same thing. But why will you have enough in the house and say, Kemi, mo jẹun látàárọ̀, and you say, let us pray? Is it? They were laughing. I have seen it happen. And that took blessing away from that person. It was a show, it was a program that somebody used to preach. Unfortunately, this guy didn't know he's an angel that came visiting. And that's how we don't know who is coming to us to ask for favor. There was one movie I watched 2 days ago. This girl doesn't even have according to the movie, it doesn't have womb that will hold baby. But there was one woman that came with her baby. She owns an hospital. She and her husband, the nurse and doctor. There was a lady that came with her baby that was about to die but doesn't have money to pay. What she did? She transferred money into that woman's account to go and pay the bill. So they won't see her paying that bill. That was her saving angel. That was the person that was interceding for her when time came for her to act that she must have a child. She didn't know, she didn't go to tell her, but that was her angel. She can just bluff off and say, Mama, tell about it somewhere, Malo. She can say that.
Yeah.
They are running a business, they are not running a charity.
Yeah.
But she's blessed with a heart of charity, heart of giving. Because some of our nurses say, Mama, come for even her workers noticed that. So in order for that money was so much, she knows if she does that, maybe the husband will be angry or something. She didn't know, but she transferred money into that woman's account and told her, go and pay. And whatever you have left, go and use it to take care of your baby. And another woman that the child was about to die, she did that on 2-3 occasions. One of them just said, and that's how we go about life. And God help us. There's nothing good about being selfish.
There is nothing good about being selfish.
No, ma'am.
So you've just been thinking about yourself alone. Please have a rethink.
That's right.
Because everything you sow, you will reap. If it's good, you will reap it. If it's bad, you will reap it. This is how we end the show today. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you have not done so. Comment, like it, share with others. And you can also download our app from the Google Play Store. I'm sure you'll be glad you did. Don't forget, this is Divine TV. Thank you. Bye.